And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
You're listening to The Metal Experience.
We've assembled a collection of bands who have drummers.
Or do magic.
Well, it's easy if you try, Dick.
Now sit back and listen.
Oh, how long you have waited! How many ales you have consumed! How sopping wet your undercarriages have become! And fortune smiles upon thee, for summer now burns like the heat in thy loins, an all-consuming inferno of erogenous peril! But even hotter was a time eons ago, in a realm with no name, a land with no celibacy, a place dotted with rolling hillsides as soft as a stable boy's creamy buttocks. The dense, lush growth in the fields was matched only by the coarse thickets sprouting from the ladies' breeches. The peasant throngs buried their faces in such abundant vegetation, greedily slurping the fragrant juices that lay within. And though sinister forces plotted on the horizon, the people cared not, but they fell under the protection of a most mighty band of heroes. The champions of the realm had felled countless beasts, plunged their swords into countless hides, sucked the milk from countless teats. Theirs was a life of drunken, bloody conquest on battlefield and in bedchamber. Coin, cup, and cunt were theirs forevermore.
Hi?
How did you get in here?
Greetings!
Greetings!
I'm a little confused how you were.
Skeletor get here?
I was confused how this show started without us. Usually, this is a little bit of a different intro.
Well, I'm Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle. Sitting next to me, the chin hair of knowledge, Derek Dirty Day. And we have tonight, we had an opening song really quick. Tunnel Vision, Space Whale, in parentheses. Space. By Extraterrestrial Time Travelers. And then tonight, we have on with us half the band, Beast Warrior.
Greetings, mortals! Truly, your knowledge knows no bounds, oh large-chinned one of hair.
So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you do in the band and who we're missing tonight.
Greetings, I am the Sword Raper. I dabble on the rhythmic guitar and have the voice of an angel.
And I am Gorge Throbkill, the dealer of death. I beat the skins of rapists and also do vocals from time to time. We are also missing Child Face Melter Deathfuck, he of the blurred fingers on the 6 strings, and Raminar Dixon, who holds down the low end, the bottom end with 4 strings.
All brown notes.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for coming out all the way from your kingdom or realm of...
Realm.
Correct. Okay, perfect. Your realm of solitude.
Gratitude.
Perfect. I feel like I'm going to be corrected all night. So tell us a little bit about the making of Beast Warrior. How did you meet your fellow allies?
How did this come into fruition?
There we go.
So, when we originally started the band, by the way, my name is Sam. I'm the conduit for Sword Raper. So we as mere mortals act pretty much as just conduits that then once imbibing all kinds of things become the demigods known as Beast Warrior. So we started back in 2008.
About 2006, maybe.
2006, 2007, in college. We were all going to college in Chicago at DePaul, and he and I were living in the same house, and that's how we met. And he played drums, and I played guitar, so we kind of started jamming out. And then we actually used to get really, really hammered at parties, and we came up with a fictitious band called Beast Warrior that would just, go around pillaging, raping, and doing whatever we pleased. And we would actually, we had a really, really big, huge, sweaty friend who would go around to tiny individuals at parties and ask them if they were going to the show later, and they would say, I don't know what you're talking about, what show? And he would just grab them and sweat on them and yell, "The fucking Beast Warrior show!" And so it was pretty much like a fictitious band. But then we got called in to play a show and had to write 4 songs in
Really 2 weeks, maybe?
2 weeks, maybe. And so we stepped up to the plate, and I had a friend who, Dragon Cancer, our former bass player.
He's been summoned back to the eternal war that goes on in the nether sphere.
So, and then Child Face Melter Deathfuck was Dragon Cancer's roommate, and we've been inseparable ever since.
Such as there are rooms in the nether sphere, but
so.
Awesome.
Dragon
Awesome.
Cancer, so he huge thighs.
Huge
the
dick.
biggest you've ever seen.
Huge dick, huge thighs. Yep.
Thick.
Just there.
Thick sound, thick man.
thick all over.
Truly a girth to behold.
Oh my goodness.
So, depending on the interdimensional reception, you may or may not hear more of Sword Raper and Gorge Throb Kill. When Mercury is in retrograde, they're able to come into our bodies if we've been properly lubricated. And so they may chime in with their thoughts on how we're doing. But for now, it's Chris and Sam, and we're just two humble drunkards.
What is the
Two sweet
experience like of being possessed by an alter ego, where you could randomly have this other thought just come through?
It's great. You get to do and say whatever you want because, I mean, you're Sword Raper, so I can talk about felines and large scrotums and godlike jism.
Me personally,
Not me, Sam. Sword
I
Raper!
I black out at the downbeat of every show, so I've actually only seen us in recordings. Sounds all right.
Seen
but-
them in recording.
Oh, seen them in recordings. Well, there are forms, so I assume it's us. But you know, when an interdimensional being sort of enters you,
Anally.
Obviously.
we're open receptacles for the spirits.
They change it up every now and then.
They have their way with our bodies, and there's no telling what's liable to happen on stage.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened on stage to your body? I guess.
Boy.
Because you weren't in charge of whatever happened, obviously.
He bears a scar from a show, actually. So he may have blacked out by virtue of being concussed during a performance. You can actually see it a little bit. Obviously, you can't see it in audio format, but it's right there.
Yeah, you can. What are you talking about? They can see it.
Oh God! No, it's we were playing at
It was Martyrs.
Martyrs, and we had on a whole bunch of makeup, a whole bunch of fake blood. I think he was wearing a you remember those like child suit like armor, like the helmet and stuff. Like everybody had one. I think he was wearing one of those. And I had on like a dragon headpiece. And like,
We have a friend who's very much into LARPing, and he does a great job of providing us with equipment.
Perfect.
So it is perfect. So I mean, really, just not to repeat, but like a blackout on downbeat. We might have played like 10 seconds, and then child face melter death fuck whirled around, hit me right in the head with the guitar, and my face is already covered in fake blood. So like everybody in the audience is like, awesome, and then
looks so real.
Yeah, no, I'm just bleeding everywhere. So that was pretty good. We had last time we played at Martyrs. Yeah. We had some girl that was involved with Raminar Dixon.
What?
So
you might need to elaborate a little bit on that.
the bass player, Raminar Dixon.
okay.
Yeah. So it did sound pretty rapey. So yeah.
I was like,
and then she progressively, as one tends to do at a Beast Warrior show, she kept climbing up on the stage. Almost knocked a monitor over. Ended up throwing up all over the club. That was pretty good. So
Party.
So I don't know. Yeah. So no. I mean, there's a lot.
Pretty buttoned down affairs, really.
Well, we got you guys brought a CD for us to play tonight. The None Shall Be Saved CD. Where was this recorded?
That was recorded really
Studio
at a number
Chicago?
of places. We did some recording at Studio Chicago.
Some at DePaul University.
Some at DePaul, and then some in our friend's apartment. A friend of ours was...
It's actually better for sound quality if you go around to a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Much
It makes for a very
contrary to
consistent,
belief.
consistent recording quality. A friend of ours actually happened to be an intern at Studio Chicago at the time, and so we pretty much had a deal where we paid X amount of money, but anytime no one was booked, we could have recording time. So that inevitably led to a lot of 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Recording times, and over the matter of a couple months, we ended up putting this out. And this was sort of self-funded, self-produced when we were all poor college kids, but.
So then this was says 2010,
That sounds right.
and then why don't we go ahead and play a track off this album? And is the first song an intro or is the first song
The first song is
first
a
one
song that goes right into the second. So
okay?
let's
So we'll
cue it
do
up.
the first two songs.
Very good.
Very good. And what are those first two called?
Those first two songs are called The Iron Price, which goes into Welcome to the Village of the Damned.
Fuck yeah. Beast Warrior. Let's do it.
to the metal experience.
Did you say hookers and blow?
No, I said the metal experience.
That's not nearly as good.
From beyond the black gates, the legions had stormed the kingdom. In their wake was a trail of carnage. The moats overflowed with corpses, limbs floating lifelessly in a hideous slop of viscera and excrement, a paste fouler than any British cuisine. Against this tide of death, the armies of men proved as useless as an aluminum foil condom, pierced instantly and covered in blood within seconds. Only one force rose to meet the coming storm. They were warriors from a different age, veterans of 100 battles, forgotten to time as the people embraced more vibrant young fighters with brighter smiles and cleaner taints. But a man with a clean taint has never waded into shit, and this band of heroes had spent their lives knee-deep in the muck and filth. Armor left to rust was donned once more, swords sharpened in grim anticipation of one last crusade.
That's
I don't know how to follow up with that.
good. That's some
Bravo!
That's some
I'm
great
sucked
writing.
into the story.
Good show.
I want to know what
I want to know
happens
more
next.
about the clean and dirty taints. Who writes that?
It's, if the conditions are right for the spiritual combination, Gorge Dropkill will come into me and guide my hand
Okay.
over the keyboard or the notepad, as it were.
That's very well written, and I like how you drop taint in there. You're like, well, we got to talk about clean and or dirty taints.
It's a necessity
Yeah.
of any tale, really.
The best line
Dropkill.
here is when you talk about a condom bursting, and then you said only one force rose to meet the coming storm. That's genius.
Hey, it was an aluminum.
Or the aluminum condom. Just
Pardon.
just pure genius.
It's great imagery.
We never get to see it, so
No.
I mean.
Oh, yeah. I don't
One
share-
can only hope.
I don't share it with the other members of the band.
yeah.
But no, we always try to include very flowery language combined with very crass language.
Oh my goodness.
More adjectives.
So
It's
we are
safe
the
to say that you're not a family show.
or
Actually,
is it?
families love us. So-
Perfect.
Families that don't bring their kids.
That's
Both of our moms have been to shows and have cheered hard.
There's a
Yes,
difference of
clean
age
taints.
between you and a 6-year-old.
fair. An astute
Maybe not
point.
mentally, but physically.
Listen, all
Kidding.
kids need to know
I'm
about
kidding.
clean and dirty taints.
And aluminum.
I was gonna say the younger the kids, definitely gonna have a dirty taint.
Yeah,
So,
dirtier. The dirtier the taint.
Come on.
And
I don't want to.
and the aluminium condom.
Of course,
Aluminium.
of course, aluminum condoms. Who would have
So-
thought?
I am Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle. Sitting next to me, the chin hair of knowledge, and we are
See, the only one
rocking
now
out.
that has an epic name is you and Derek. Morgan Danielle just doesn't seem epic enough compared to Beast Warriors and
What-
your names.
What do you
You
mean?
can make
Luco
it into some
Blaze
kind
and
of
Chin Hair
doctor
of
name since
Knowledge.
you have Morgan Danielle, MD. So just give yourself a cool doctor title.
But that's-
MD.
So that's Morgan's first and middle name.
Yeah.
But my name is also my first and middle name.
Yeah, but
It's
your
not
name
like-
is cooler than mine. Yeah, I said it. What?
So anyway,
Yeah, we'll continue.
we're still here with Beast Warrior kicking ass. And,
Greetings!
We just heard a twofer. We heard the first two songs
The Crypt
off of
Keeper is here.
None Shall Be Saved. And what were those two bad boys? And what were those two bad boys about? Well, the first one was an intro, yes.
First one was the iron price. So as we all know, one must always pay the iron price to gain anything. And then Welcome to the Village of the Damned, just pretty much about a peaceful village that just gets maimed, slaughtered. I always kind of thought about like, go ahead.
So the village has the unfortunate luck of existing sort of near a rift between worlds, and once that rift is widened, the forces of hell come charging through, sort of raping, maiming, and pillaging women.
The Demon
and-
King.
women Well, the
Demon
forces
King.
of the Demon King.
Yes,
He's
of
our
course.
antagonist.
Yeah, so, yeah.
They come through, rape, maim, and pillage all who live within said village.
I really enjoy how your guys' brains work. I could never come up with Sword Raper and Gorge Throb Kill.
The Dealer of Death.
The Dealer of Death. So good. Oh, I love it.
It is good.
So is this like a concept
you.
album, or is this each individual song as a different?
It does follow a general plot line. I can lay it out for you very quickly. The Iron Price and the village happens, as we said. The forces of hell storm through into the mortal realm. One of the Demon King's generals is named Grognak the Impure. He is the subject of track 3, Unicorn Eviscerator.
Damn near killed her.
That name one more time.
Grognak the Impure.
Grognak.
Yeah.
Firstborn son, Grognak.
Yeah. And of course, his legions storm across the mortal realm. And when it seems that all hope is lost, a hero emerges,
A great warrior appeared with rippling muscles.
clad in armor forged by the gods.
But above all, he held an artifact of incalculable power.
This weapon would tear through demons' hides as if they were made of,
Air.
and would save mankind from ultimate destruction.
Then we tell the tale of
Baldur,
the mighty savior of mankind and wielder of track name The Enchanted Blade.
Brutal.
So
I feel like you guys would be awesome to play Mad Libs with.
So
we are so clever.
I seriously think I'm gonna on our next break. I'm gonna find a Mad Libs fill in the blank, and I'm gonna ask you guys to fill in the blanks.
what?
that is
I think
a fun
it'd be
game.
hilarious.
Say what?
We're gonna do our first Metal Experience Mad Libs.
Taint.
Every word is
time.
just gonna be super dirty.
Taintish.
I would like a verb.
Perfect.
Tainted.
Only adjectives. Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead
now-
and rock another track, and while Morgan finds something for us, what's the you guys want to go in order? Or you want to skip around, or what do you want to
Do
do?
we want to do Unicorn or do we want to do Darkstaff?
I think Darkstaff is the way to go.
Let's do the Battle of Darkstaff Plain. So this is after Baldur has not vanquished, but in a smaller battle defeated the Demon King. Yeah. So
He stands upon a plane and
Of glory.
They face each other at about we'll say 50
Like a
yards.
747 kind of plane, or
Oh, the like the Amber Wave, the Great American Plains.
gotcha.
It takes place in a dystopian America.
Iowa.
Mexico.
They stare down each other and they respect each other as foes, but they know that this is to be their final battle. And once the screams of battle are uttered, they engage in mortal combat.
As he just looked to the
So-
skies and screamed mortal.
So
mouth,
what is
Mortal
this
Kombat.
song one more time?
him.
This song is called "The Battle of Darkstaff Plain."
I can't wait. Let's
Epic.
fucking do
Here
it.
we go.
Hey, this is Snoop from Age Varies, and you're listening to the Metal Experience.
Civilization found itself awash in a sea of gore and seminal fluid, drowning as waves of rust-colored slop spilled over towers and palisades. There was only one minute sector that remained untouched by the revolting hordes. Far from the influence of any noble lord, away from any road or hamlet, lay a province of another kind. A dank, desolate swamp under the control of a being possessing power to match the Unholy One himself. She was the object of men's fantasies. She was the stuff of men's nightmares. She could turn legs to gelatin and cock to concrete. Her menstrual blood was acidic enough to melt steel.
Oh, God.
Once every full moon, a young man would disappear from his loved ones and home, only to be found the next morning, wandering the countryside, stark naked, eyes wild with madness, senseless babble emanating from his lips. But most disturbing was that his member would stand stiff as rebar, pointing toward the horizon. No poultice nor sexual release could soften the rock-like appendages, and their minds never recovered. All the while, the dark temptress grew stronger in her lair of lust. She alone possessed the power to fell the infernal lord, but would provide it only to a champion of unparalleled vigor. If only such a hero existed, he might save all of humanity.
Anybody else turned on right now?
I'm so kinky.
I'm pointed way towards the horizon.
I'm rock hard right now. Like concrete.
full acid.
Wow.
That is so well written. I love that.
Thank you.
a budding new author from Tor Fantasy.
Yeah. That's so good.
Penguin Books is going to pick him up.
We've already gotten our advance. So.
It sounds like it could be like a
man.
sexual novel. You'll find it on like on Amazon. For
The
like
Lord of
$6.
Concrete.
Did you guys ever read the Dino Erotica ebooks that exist on Amazon?
There's a
I've seen
Dino Erotica ebook.
I've heard of it.
I don't know if I
feel like I
want to
wanna read
know.
it.
You bred raptors?
It'll be like in the pterodactyl's lair, and the cover.
You Bred Raptors, I seriously need to check out. That band seems fucking awesome. No joke.
That's a band?
I love dinosaurs. It is. You Bred Raptors is a band.
I didn't know that. I'm just
From,
going
like,
along
Indiana.
with the Dino thing.
You Bred Raptors, bro?
That's a great name for a band.
It is.
right.
It really is. Anyway.
Whoa.
Jeez.
A pterodactyl?
All right.
A buddy could do a pterodactyl.
So then we just heard the Battle of Darkstaff Plain.
Correct.
One time when we were really, really hammered, we came up with a bunch of names for an alter ego band for Beast Warrior called Feast Warrior, and we came up with a bunch of food names. What was that one? The Battle of Darkstaff Plain?
The platter of dark meat turkey.
So,
Brutal.
yeah, just FYI.
Is it gonna be a cover band now?
Oh, it already is. So, yeah.
So what's your guys' names in that band?
God, we haven't done that. No, we haven't done that. We had, rather than Catacombs of the Demon King was... What was it?
Picked a B-side on that one, man.
God, I did pick a B-side on that one. What about Path of the Warrior? Oh, Path of the Poultry. Yeah. So that was a good one. So
We never actually wrote names for ourselves. We were just stalling.
we were just hungry, and so we were just made food songs.
To be fair, any of our fans listening, some of them will claim they created Feast Warrior.
Never happened.
So Beast Warrior, None Shall Be Saved. This CD came out in 2010. What have you guys been doing since then? You guys are in the studio right now working on a
We are. We have 11 songs on the next album.
Yes.
We have 11 songs on the next album. Last one that we're just finishing now clocks in at
7 or 8 minutes, maybe.
7 or 8 minutes or something like that. It's a much longer album, and we're gonna have total of 11. So we're just about done with 10, and about halfway through 11. And we've done 3 rough takes of 3 songs off the new album at Gravity Studios, which has been a lot of fun. But the main reason for just such a long time, I left Chicago for 2 years for school. I moved out to San Francisco for a couple years, and then studied. And then Chris went. He's so worldly. He went to Thailand.
what?
for about a year. So, but I mean, 3 years without being in the same place is hard to. It's hard to write music.
We couldn't get into the Bangkok metal scene when I was there, so we had to
What
sort
about
of.
the Thai ladyboy scene?
I was gonna say we could now with the shit that we're saying. So I think we would have hit.
Some Thai lady
We all
boys.
should have moved. Okay.
You guys have been huge over there.
So
Yeah, that's the eventual goal. But yeah, he'd moved back from San Francisco maybe a matter of a couple months, and we wrote one song, and then I left, and then I came back, and our bass player, our second bass player at the time, had gotten married. He couldn't, he didn't have the time between his work and his family life to be in the band anymore, and so then we got a new bass player who is now Raminar Dixon.
taught him
And-
all the songs and everything.
Yeah, and we try to write, but we write songs at a glacial pace nowadays. So we're finally finishing up the album. Going to be in the studio hopefully within a few months, and then the next album, Wet Nightmare, will come out.
Very excited.
Perfect. So this the 2010 CD, None Shall Be Saved. Who did all the artwork for this?
Actually, a buddy of ours.
Three friends of ours did artwork.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
You'll notice that the styling of art sort of changes depending on which panel you're looking at. The cover was done by a good friend of ours named Logan, who actually made a painting, which translated sort of strangely to digital format, but it's a pretty sweet painting if you see the original. A buddy of ours is a graphic designer. He was my roommate at the time, did the inlay, and then one of Sam's friends actually drew the CD art.
Yeah, Dio and Adam.
So what is the CD art? Like you hold it one way and it looks like a nipple blowing up. You hold it another way, it looks like something protruding out of the ground. Oh, that's a sword. Stabbing in
It is the enchanted blade found amongst the highlands
the bloody earth. And it's all bloody.
in the cold. A
Ah.
lot of the second album takes place in the cold. So
Oh, Chicago.
I know not what you speak.
Of realms far beyond mortal comprehension, in fact.
Oh my goodness. Well, with that being said, I think Derek's got a little something to say.
What? I haven't been able to read through the sleeper.
himself.
I hear a train.
So-
I gotta go catch it.
Time to sit back and relax and listen to the one that the metal gods themselves gave us. It's time for the heaviest of them all, the chin hair of knowledge.
Woo! Well, Derek, what do you got for us this week?
I got some miscellaneous news and I got some tour news. What the fuck you want to hear first?
Miscellaneous.
Definitely miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous? I
Yes.
can go with miscellaneous. Alright, I guess AC/DC has been forced to pull the plug on their last remaining 10 dates of their U.S. tour.
Say what?
I guess vocalist Brian Johnson's doctor told him to stop touring immediately or he will get total hearing loss.
Why don't you just wear earplugs?
Good question.
He probably started like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's also too he races cars, and I guess that played a factor into him losing
Yep.
his hearing.
Like I can see how that would work.
I'm a vast of knowledge, hence the chin hair.
Hence the chin hair, not the knowledge, just hence the chin hair.
Yes, hence the hair.
Hence the hair of the chin.
Like Pai Mei.
Yes.
What else you got for us?
Former In Flames guitarist Jesper Strombla. I think that's how
What?
you pronounce it.
That's how you pronounce his name? I
don't
call
know.
him Jesper.
Has
Stormblad.
announced that he's leaving the band to Resistance.
Okay.
Is he joining back with Dimension Zero, and Dimension Zero is going to come back and rule the
Dimension
world?
Zero is actually back together.
With Jesper?
I don't know, but they reunited like last year and they're working on another album.
Good. I can't wait.
But yeah, he left the Resistance because I guess he's suffering from depression. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so he's left it.
He's back with Dimension Zero, though?
I don't think so.
What the fuck?
Record Store Day is coming up
Okay.
on April 16th. Some of the releases specifically for this day includes records by Brujeria, which they're releasing a 7-inch called Viva Presidente Trump.
What?
Fuck that shit.
It's actually making fun
It
of
better
Donald
be.
Trump because on the cover it has Donald Trump's face and it says "fuck you" on like the cover or something like that.
Okay.
But I think the Donald Trump supporter is like a really untapped market in heavy metal, to be honest. So maybe the B Story's gonna get political on the next album.
Oh shit.
28 years from now.
There's only 4 gods. There's not room for one more demigod. There's no Trump.
But yeah, like there's the Brujeria record coming out, the Anthrax in the End / Antisocial 7-inch.
Okay.
Candlemass Epicus Dumicus Metallicus. That's coming out.
Are those all different bands, or is that
no,
one band?
That's one band, Candlemass.
That's one prayer that we're supposed to say every Wednesday.
Yes.
Candlemass.
I want you to get on your knees and shout 25 hallelujahs.
Oh my goodness. Well, so say that one more time. Candlemass, Sonomass.
Candlemass is releasing, re-releasing their album Epicus Dumicus Metallicus on vinyl.
Metallicus.
Yes, for Record Store Day.
Okay.
Then Deftones got a B-Sides and Rarities 2-disc LP coming out. Guar is reissuing Scumdogs of the Universe on 2 LPs. Nevermore has the Politics of Ecstasy 20-year anniversary reissue on picture disc. Morgan, Rob Zombie will have a special 10-inch while everyone's fucking in a UFO.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I love the guy to death for his music. Don't get me wrong. Okay.
To death? You love him to
I mean,
death?
I
until
love
he
his
dies?
original stuff. I love White Zombie, and I'm dying for that new box set of White Zombie coming out.
I added that onto the the Metal Archives.
Perfect. The only thing is, his music just gets weirder and
everybody's
weirder
fucking
and
in a
weirder. And I
UFO.
don't know how I feel about. Have you seen the artwork for Everyone's Fucking in the UFO?
Have you seen that his DVD
It's
or the music video for it
weird.
might have alien genitalia
I just-
and his wife?
I don't understand.
Wait, did you say in his wife?
I seriously
think
think he's just taking more and more drugs.
I mean, let's be honest. When he started doing this, it wasn't really like, that's pretty tasteful. I could get on board with that. I think it's
Right.
like back then, like all of us were at an age we were like, fuck yeah.
So
and now we're like,
he's
oh
gotten
boy,
away
Rob,
from
come on
like
now.
the horror element of his music and just making it kind of disturbing to more of like, what the fuck are you talking about? These don't make any sense. To like that hippie psychedelic type.
That's because all the old school horror sci-fi movies from the 50s and 60s. And
Right, but it's just it's super weird now. It's
You're
goofy.
super weird now.
Anyway,
Ugh.
continue.
Yeah.
Okay, but even Morgan, I guess like Antichrist Superstar by Marilyn Manson's coming out on cassette on Record Store Day.
I rocked that album pretty hard back in the day, I'll admit.
I had Lunchbox.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad album, my guy. I mean, I'm not a big Marilyn Manson fan.
The biggest, though.
No,
Except
not
you
at all.
are.
No. Some interesting news. Former Hatebreed drummer Nicholas
Oh, man, we were just talking about this. This is fucked up.
Antonio has been found guilty of felony murder
Jeez.
in Connecticut.
Who do you moida?
Some dude
It was like a 56-year-old man.
that he was like trying to rob or something like that because I thought he had like a bunch of drugs.
Yeah,
You got a bunch of drugs? I need a bunch of drugs.
Did they write a really, really inspirational lyric about it where, I need all your drugs. I will ignite the spoon.
Wipe the spit from my face and get your drugs.
Hey, I like me some Hatebreed, okay? But he will be sentenced on May 26th and faces up to 90 years in prison.
Jeez. On for some drugs.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go buy some drugs?
And then my favorite,
Right? Did it specify what type of drugs?
I
The
think
guy
it was
had a
like
gram of
meth.
marijuana.
It was
Oh.
some like hard drugs. It was like meth or heroin or coke or something like that.
Why didn't you just go to a different meth or heroin or coke dealer?
All the above. I don't know.
I assume it's expensive.
I don't think it's that
It's a
expensive.
little booger sugar, you know.
Is that stuff really expensive? I
Colombian
mean,
marching powder.
Do you think that when he has a breakdown that he just has like a breakdown like din, 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 rather than like an actual physical like withdrawal breakdown?
I don't know.
he has both. He
That's
has
something-
breakdown.
That's something you
Gets
probably will have to ask the
breakdowns
guy.
for breakdowns. All right. Write him a letter.
Yeah.
We'll write him a letter and ask him.
Sounds good. And then my last bit of miscellaneous news is some of my favorite news.
Oh yeah. Does it involve Dimension Zero?
No.
Oh, okay.
It involves the band Exhumed.
Okay. What about him?
They have announced that their former bass player Ross Sewage
Wait. His last name is legit Sewage.
No, it's his
Okay,
stage
okay.
last name.
God given.
Let's talk about that first name. God.
Ross.
I'm sorry.
But
Raw. His first name is Raw.
Ross.
Raw.
Ross.
Raws.
No, middle name S period.
I don't know. But
Raw S
it's
Sewage.
He also Ross also plays in Ghoul and Impaled.
Okay.
He is permanently rejoining Exhumed. So I am very, very happy because Ross is
Mr. Sewage.
he's a pretty cool dude. I've talked to him numerous times, and I've seen him with Ghoul and Impaled.
Mr. Sewage.
Hey, I won
Call me
Ghoul's
Raw.
Battle Vest
Call me-
off
call me Raw.
of them at MDF, and
Of course you won something.
he asked for a picture, and they posted up on Ghoul's Facebook of me with Ross holding up the Battle Vest. So I'm forever immortalized on Ghoul's Facebook.
Nice.
Awesome.
So because I saw Ghoul in Chicago back before I left for Maryland, and of course Ross remembered me when I was in Maryland, and they were playing for MDF.
we
So
made out real quick, and
No.
the rest is history.
Oh, that was a
We were
hard
way
hit.
beyond kissing at that point.
Jesus.
Time was
Derek.
wasted.
Enough
Calm
nipple shots.
down.
Jeez, killer.
But yeah, it's like Ross was the Exhumed's original bass player, so it's finally glad that he's come full circle and is now back in Exhumed. But I kind of am skeptical about what's going to happen to Impaled, because Impaled doesn't really do anything anymore, and that makes me sad.
So wait, Okay. Never mind. I get it now. And you got some tour news?
Yes, sir.
What do you got?
The Metal Alliance tour of 2016 has been announced.
After the ill-fated Metal Alliance tour.
I
of
was at that
2015.
one last year, and I left after Entombed AD because fuck Deicide. And then like 4 days later, Entombed got dropped off that tour. So, but hey, at least I got to see Entombed. So, but yeah, it has been announced, and Dying Fetus will headline the tour with
Dying Feed Us.
Yes. But with the Acacia Strain, Jungle Rot, and Black Crown Initiate opening, and one of Morgan's bands, Reaping Asmodia.
Reaping Asmodea.
Yeah.
Those are our friends.
From Minnesota.
And
Fuck yeah.
Nilthia or whatever are splitting the trek. So Reaping Asmodia is playing the first half, and the other band's playing the second half.
Cool.
The tour starts 4/29 in Baltimore, Maryland, and we'll go through 5/29 in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the tour will come through Chicago on 5/3 at Reggie's.
Sweet.
So
Reggae's.
that should be good. Then Deicide has announced the In the Name of Satan
Of course.
U.S. tour.
What else would it be called?
Yeah.
I don't know. But they're
Does
playing
it still have Jack Owen?
In nomine de Patrinas de Satanas.
Does it still have Jack Owen on guitar?
I've got no idea. That
Oh.
band has been through so many lineup changes. It's not
Okay.
even funny.
Okay.
But Seasons of Suffering is the opener, and they're coming through Chicago on 4:30 at the Cobra Lounge, and Cardiac Arrest, Beyond Death, and Narcotic are the local openers.
Cardiac Arrest. Beyond now. I think I saw the dude from Cardiac Arrest this past week at the Cannibal Corpse show.
Adam, he's a pretty cool dude.
I don't know his name. Does he have blonde hair?
Kind of. He's kind of balding.
Yep, that was totally him.
Yeah.
We were supposed to play a show in Narcotic, never went through, but I listened to their stuff and I liked them a lot. So
Cool. And then the last bit of tour little news is on April 29th, Municipal Waste is going to be playing Reggie's.
With our good friends in Armored Assault.
Yep. And Moral Void, I actually requested the evening off so I could go thrash with Municipal.
I am pretty tempted
fucking
on
Waste.
going to that show just to see Armored Assault fucking kill it, because Dave, our old sound guy who we love to death, actually posted that he was super excited to go to the show because he was part of the gang vocals on Armored Assault CD. So even Dave's excited for the show, which
Nice,
would be
dude.
pretty awesome to go with him.
But straight up, Municipal Waste is going to fuck you up.
What?
Fuck you.
Yeah,
How
'cause
so?
That's in their song. It says Municipal Waste is going to fuck you up.
Okay.
So I am happy because
I don't know. Ask Raw S Sewage. So.
Raw.
I
That's
have not
sewage.
seen Waste since like 2011, and I missed them at the Anthrax show
the Waste Boys.
like many years ago. So
Raminar went to that, didn't he? Yeah.
the Anthrax Exodus Waste, High on Fire. I was supposed to go, and then tickets went sold out.
All right.
But-
Well, what else? What else you got for us tonight?
That's my little spiel.
And then we got a song. What do we got?
BTK by the band Blood Tsunami from Oslo, Norway.
And what type of genre?
Thrash metal.
Oh my goodness.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
Father, a husband, an ordinary decent guy who enjoys to see girls suffer in pain as they die. An active Christian, a respectable Boy Scout leader. A family man as a distinctive dealer. I'm going to kill BTK. I'm going to kill Death Your Play. He appeared to be normal, but inside he's ridden with demons. You're recognizing death will be then his spirit evil. President of the Liberian congregation. Stalker, strangler, addicted to masturbation. I'm going to kill BTK. I'm going to kill. Going all the way.
Yo, you're listening to the Metal Experience with Morgan and Luco. My name's Professor Heretic from Demo Nation, and we want to help you better manage your band. So check out our show Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Central on The Forge, or head over to exclusiverecords.com/demonation. That's XCLUESIVE records.com/demonation. See you then, motherfuckers, and keep it metal.
Fear. It cast a spell over the mortal realm. No citizen, whether king or peasant, was free from its grip. It pervaded the air like chimichanga farts in a packed elevator, choking, gagging. Doors were locked at nightfall to keep out the terrors that lurked in the dark, but the weak light of dawn proved such efforts futile. With each day, new corpses were found, bodies contorted in grotesque poses, faces twisted as though they had drawn their last breath while bearing witness to the blackest nightmares of the abyss. Eyes and rectums protruded from flesh, soft, pink skin shredded and mutilated beyond recognition. As the bodies hit the floor, the horizon continued to darken. A rift between worlds had opened, and the crimson rivers of blood only strengthened its ties to our world. The Infernal Master, the one from beyond, he who surpasses all understanding, gathered his forces and lie in wait, eagerly anticipating the climactic penetration.
I love the drowning pool reference.
That was good.
That was hilarious.
What reference?
Well worked. Classy.
Chimichangas too.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my God.
chimichanga fart
some
elevator.
Deadpool?
It was me.
Was that some Deadpool?
This is from like fucking a year or so ago.
Yeah, I actually still haven't seen Deadpool, so
Well, it's also a comic too, so I didn't know if you read comics.
Don't get smart with him.
only Spawn in my
We
head.
only read glyphs, and the signs,
The Scrolls of Agnar.
the scrolls of Agnor,
Woo.
And
Well,
they mentioned
chapter
chimichangas.
9/11.
I am Luco
Chapter
Blaze
9/11.
with Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge,
Yo.
and we
Bravo.
are here with Beast Warrior. And what was that, Derek? What was that track we just heard a few minutes ago?
That was some BTK, also known as Blind Torture Kill, by the band Blood Tsunami,
From?
Oslo, Norway.
All right, rock and roll, rock and roll.
Bring the kick-ass thrash.
Well, we have a very special first ever.
We do. So I don't know how well this is going to work, but
Really
I have
well.
I hope so.
Metal Libs.
I found a generated Mad Libs site, so I chose a funny one that I thought sounded good, and I'm going to ask you for some words, and then I'm going to put it into the generator, and I'm going to tell you
you're gonna
what
put it into the generator. Oh.
what the Mad Lib is that we've created. So I'm going to ask you for some words, and hopefully this turns out well. So give me an adjective.
Running.
Not you. I'm asking Beast Warrior. An adjective, please.
Fisting.
Not you,
Wait,
Derek.
are we asking Sam?
Bloated.
Chris?
I'm
or Are
asking-
we asking Sword Raper?
Oh, I'm here. Good to hear your voice.
I'm asking Beast
And Gorge
Warrior.
Trap Kill the Dealer of Death.
Oh no, we are here, and it is good
Anybody
to be
that wants
so.
to come out to play Beast Warrior, I'm
Bloated.
asking you.
Bloated is
Bloated?
the bloated shall be the human word.
Okay. How do you spell bloated?
BLOATIS.
PEN.
What is it?
BLOATED.
NIS.
Bloatedness.
BLOAT.
Baloney.
Wow, I sound retarded. Another adjective.
RETA. Okay.
Malevolent.
She's got to get her dictionary out.
MALVEVOLENT.
Is it VOL?
Okay, a past tense verb.
Bloated.
Again?
Eviscerated.
These are some pretty good. These are. She doesn't know how to spell these.
It's okay. It shows
It's
up if it's
Stump
wrong.
the Morgan.
A noun.
EVISCERATOR.
Eviscerator.
A noun.
Fuck.
Goose.
Goose. Another noun.
Berries.
Goose and berries.
Another noun.
Man.
Adjective. Thinking. More. Here we go. Noun. Adjective.
Defiled.
Oh.
Adjective.
Contorted.
Noun.
Penis.
Derek. Thinking more.
Really putting you guys on the spot.
Lifeblood.
Lifeblood.
Okay. A past tense verb. This game's super hard, I know.
Ravaged.
Oh, fuck. Exploded was mine.
A verb ending in ing. You want to use exploding? Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
How many more do you need?
Just a couple.
Okay.
Like 7. Another verb ending in ing.
Singing.
Oh, damn it.
Another verb ending in ing.
Disemboweling.
Oh my god. Okay, a plural noun.
A plural noun. This is really getting into
Us.
English class.
No, I take that back.
That is a pronoun.
A plural noun.
Demons.
Demons. Perfect. You're gonna love the category for this one because this is not gonna be what you expect.
Family values.
A past tense verb.
Fisted.
Fisted. Okay.
You're welcome.
An adverb.
Fisted +1. Added verb. Sorry.
Merrily.
Fuck. That's good.
An adjective. I need 3 adjectives. Just throw them out there.
Oh. Silly. Infernal.
Glorious.
Okay.
Silly infernal glorious.
This is gonna be a little strange.
Okay.
So this is our first
Lee
ever
amazing.
Mad Lib. Sorry,
Oh, strange. Lee
With-
amazing.
with a band, and
I think we should be a new segment.
depending on how this goes, it might be. So, give it a minute to generate here.
Generate.
As we do this,
Is this like a whole entire like novel it gives you? What?
Okay, here it is. The title of this is called Makeup Sex. And here we go. Hopefully you can find your words in this.
You know how it is when you fight with your lover that leaves you fuming with anger only to turn into arousal later? Isn't it interesting how wild and intense the sex can be? That happened to me last night.
Do tell! We would like to hear more of this mortal fornication.
My boyfriend and I had an argument, but after the apologies, I thought at first that we would just go to bed. I figured, well, at least we wouldn't end the day upset with each other. But then I decided that I would rather the two of us go to sleep bloated and malevolent. So I eviscerated my goose and cleaned his berries until it was rock hard.
Clean those berries, please.
Then after,
Plucked from the bush.
Then after I rinsed him
Filled
off,
to bursting.
I gave him a man that left him defiled and contorted.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I always love it when he returns the favor. I laid on my back and spread my lifeblood wide for him.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't waste any time as he ravaged right in, exploding and singing until my body quivered and my honey flowed beyond control. We did, oh my God, we did it in all his favorite positions, ranging from me disemboweling him while he pulled on my sensitive demons to my legs and hit on his shoulders, while he fisted it hard and deep to my favorite doggy style. I love this position the most because my boyfriend always gives it to me merrily and fast, like it will be the last time he'll ever get this silly peach.
Huzzah!
Of course, everything was intensified because we were both still a little infernal. As always, we were left glorious and very satisfied.
Glorious.
And that is the end of Makeup Sex Mad Lib.
Bravo!
Thank you, Beast Warrior. My jaw got a little tight reading that. I felt uncomfortable.
Well, everything else was loose, so it's okay.
Not realizing it was from a female perspective, and it sounded very weird of me reading this.
After the fisting.
And it is some bowling.
Some of it, like Yves created my goose and cleaned his berries, seemed very,
He then returned the favor.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A little bizarre.
Well,
that was awesome. Thank you guys.
With that, why don't we go ahead and do, let's do a twofer.
I agree.
What are the next two tracks we're going to play? Do you want to play the newer stuff? You want to play something off?
I like to play the newer stuff.
Play some new stuff. You want to do Witch Tits and Sky Furnace?
Probably in reverse order because they are in that other order.
You choose.
So we will play two tracks. These are sort of rough, unmastered cuts we have so far.
Previews.
Previews, if you will, off the upcoming album, Wet Nightmare, to come out sometime in 2016.
Oh my God.
Wet Nightmare, which you just heard narrated on the past segment.
Perfect.
First song is called Sky Furnace. It's about riding a dragon into the flames of battle. And the third song is called Witch Tits. The second song is called Witch Tits. We actually read a tale earlier that led up to Witch Tits. You may remember the rebar erections. That
Concrete.
Concrete. Yep.
Point toward the horizon. Bring me the horizon with your cock.
Perfect.
And now a word from D. Reitz of One Steel Wound.
Spoken poetry for the metal experience. Eat my cock, eat my cock. Don't spit on it, that ain't classy. Eat my cock, oh won't you eat my cock? No handies, let's get nasty. Eat my ass, stir it with your hands. Eat my ass, spread brown, take me to class. You're listening to the Metal Experience.
Beneath the stiff, rigid placenta of Mother Earth, a darker world looms. It is a noxious, festering realm of untold horrors. A moist heat emanates forth from decaying palisades as though from Roseanne Barr's sweatpants after an hour on the elliptical. The odor is pungent, tangy, like farm-raised tilapia left marinating in pennies and vinegar. Within that whirling vortex of mahogany-colored slop he sits, king of the bubbling pool, lord of Mud Mountain. From his subterranean porcelain throne, he disintegrates the minds of the innocents above, his nefarious magics reducing the populace to gibbering fools. For any hope of salvation to exist, he must be vanquished in his own kingdom. But who could plunge into that land of soft orange clay and remain unsoiled? Who could sail upon the chestnut seas and not be reduced to water?
Nice. I love it. So we're back. I'm Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, the Chin Hair of Knowledge, and we have been... Wow. We've been hanging out here for the past hour, a little bit over an hour, with Beast Warrior, and we just came back in with an epic story and 2 more amazing songs that these guys have made. What were those new tracks called, guys?
I'm glad that they pleased you. Sky Furnace was the first epic that you heard, followed by Witch Tits.
Perfect.
It's about a witch with just fucking great tits. It's about a lone warrior who travels the land and then gets hurt badly. So when he finds a cottage or a hut. So when Red Mage needs medicine. So he requires her lust and her
tits,
her essence.
He encounters a wonderful succubus
a vixen.
Who simultaneously drains his essence while nursing him back to health. We haven't quite figured out the logic of it.
Except for the tits. And she's a witch.
I have to ask, I've been wondering this the whole time, what inspires your songs?
Fantasy.
To go deep into it, and I've lost Gord's Throb Kill. It's Chris.
Oh, Chris! Oh boy! Hey, here we are. Hey, ho, 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 ho. All right.
He's back. Man, some kind of trance guy's got going on.
It's strange. It's back and forth. You know, the way the planets align. Sometimes things get crazy.
It's a nice night.
Musically, Sword Raper and Sam handle a lot of that. Lyrically, I guess what always has made me... the way I've always thought about Beast Warrior is that if you've ever read like the Robert E. Howard Conan novels, he's always like there's always such effusive praise about like how muscular Conan is and what like a young virile man he is, and it's like the teensiest bit kind of gay. But what we do is try to like
make it way bigger than teens.
Yeah, we talk about Baldur, our hero, and it's clear that we haven't had any tales about Baldur, but
no, we did do the one.
Yeah, we did briefly talk about Baldur.
About the Enchanted Blade.
So you have a very Conan-like figure in Baldur, but it's clear that the narrator is obviously 100% gay for him. And then from there, we're both big fantasy nerds, so it's anything involving like slaying demons and bedding wenches and quaffing ales at inappropriate amounts.
We like to do anything where we start writing riffs in our songs that we're happy with, and that hopefully, like I'm not gonna fucking say that's like it's really pushing us to our limit, because that's stupid. We like to come up with a riff and like, that sounds cool, let's do that. Now let's harmonize it. And then after that, we'll probably play it again in halftime. And then like, if that sounds cool to us, don't take ourselves too seriously, as long as the music sounds great. And then we can talk about like drinking beer, partying, and I guess in this case tits, but in like a really olden time, because we're well read. So it's okay. No.
And I really enjoyed the sweaty Roseanne Barr sweatpants on the elliptical.
We have to work to tie it into a modern context.
Yes.
Keep the people engaged.
when you're live, you dress in costume, correct?
We do. That's correct.
They do. They make us.
They make you. What is some of your attire that you wear on stage?
Oh boy.
Well, I've always taken a less is more approach, by which I mean I expose every ounce of skin I possibly can without being arrested. I have a favorite pair of pink hot pants that I wear.
Ooh. Jorts.
Jorts. high cut jorts. Sam had mentioned that I also wear a child's breastplate from time to time.
Oh my god.
A mesh tank top is another favorite. There was one of our early shows. I had bought what was, I guess, I describe as a flight suit from a random costume shop. And I'd cut off the sleeves and the legs to sort of make
They only slow you down.
Exactly. I cut them off very short to make sort of an erotic onesie is how I would describe it.
Oh my gosh.
But I'd cut way too far. So the connecting piece,
enough.
The taint strap, if you will, was cut, and so this was actually our first show I think we ever played in Chicago, and I looked down in the middle of a song, and there were my testicles that were exposed. So we had to retire that costume for the small semblance of decency we try to keep.
Child face melter deathfuck normally dresses up as a just a skeleton. So he's an immobile skeleton, except for his fingers that move just blindingly fast. So I usually wear gauntlets and maybe a fur vest or nothing. And I usually have dragon wings on my head. So
perfect.
Wait, dragon wings on your head?
Of course. Well, I already said that. No sleeves. You have to put the wings on your head.
Perfect. Perfect.
The Bristol Renaissance Fair is a de facto.
They're very kind to us.
Beast Warrior costume shop.
I love the Renaissance Fair. So much fun.
It is just a blast.
It is. It really is.
Which one did we go to this last year?
We've been trying to hire the pickle wenches for years to come on stage with us. So they're so bawdy.
Now,
pickle wenches, not the pig wenches. So.
Now, what are some of the favorite pickup lines you guys use on the ladies? How is Beast Warrior helping you with
come?
With coming?
That's it.
I guess.
No, that's it. It's just that. They think there's something else after that.
I often compliment a woman's form and seek to discover what lies beneath her bodice if she is so accommodating.
If her hips are wide enough to bear us multiple demigod offspring, it's worth our while.
Yes, the rates of child mortality are incredibly high in our time.
Hangovers and child mortality is pretty much what Beast Warrior brings.
But I do take it that the music treats you well, that you guys do get some crazy LARPing ladies.
Oh. Mostly dudes.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
All right, Luca.
Well, on that note, let's do some. Did you pause this?
Yeah.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
Coming up next, we've got another tasty track.
Hey, look what we found!
We've got a band called Needless, and they hail from Danchitmikros, Hungary.
And we are very hungry for the next song called The Dark Spirit of Ages!
The altar of
We are Conniption, and I am Michael Brigham.
I'm Bill House.
Andy Martin.
Cody Juke.
And you're listening to The Metal Experience.
Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to the Metal Experience. You just heard on Hey, Look What We Found from the band Needless, from Dansens Miklos from Hungary.
That track was called The Dark Spirit of Ages.
Wow.
Woo!
And
well,
this is,
that's it.
yeah,
we
the
gotta
Metal
quit the
Experience.
Metal Experience and give it to Beast Warrior.
Yeah,
we're
we gotta-
finished.
I'm done.
They've defeated us.
You guys got to come in every week and do our segments for us.
Surely you are the most valiant champions, paragons of virtue that we've ever come across.
You are the most gracious hosts of all the huts.
To be commended.
Woo! So, Beast Warrior, what shows we got coming up? We got a couple dates.
I'm glad you asked, dear friend. Our next show will be on Friday, April 8th at the Beat Kitchen in Chicago. That's about Belmont and Damon, for those of you who are unaware. That is currently our only show coming up, but we'll be headlining a Friday night at the Beat Kitchen, so that will be pretty cool.
Who else is that with?
Don't know yet.
TBD.
Okay.
Us.
Okay.
Beast Warrior!
And then where can everyone find everything that is Beast Warrior on the interwebs?
On the book Made of Faces.
And also, we are on Bandcamp as well.
The camp of the band.
The camp of the
On Facebook, are we Beast Warrior Metal?
Yeah, I think so.
Beast Warrior Metal.
As it happens, if you Google Beast Warrior,
doesn't Yu-Gi-Oh come up?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're like
Fucking
the
Yu-Gi-Oh,
fourth
man.
result behind like a Yu-Gi-Oh playing card deck. So,
I think it was a card. I
And,
think I
and,
used to
and then a
have
bunch
it.
of like video game covers that we did like 7 years ago. So of like Mega Man. So
Sweet. Well, we got some more tracks to play off of the None Shall Be Saved CD. And why don't we do a twofer? What are the next two tracks you guys want to play?
this song's gonna be called Unicorn Eviscerator.
damn near killed her.
If you've been listening, you may remember Grognok the Impure. This song deals with his exploits in the mortal realm. The track after that's going to be called The Enchanted Blade. It's a fan favorite. It deals with our hero, Baldor.
Baldor.
The Mighty. And his exquisite body and loins that are the cover of any Danielle Steele novel. And how he saves humanity.
From ultimate destruction.
Is it Human Titty?
It 100% is human titty.
Man
Perfect.
titty.
Here we go.
This ice of pain, I'm trying to get
This is Frankie from the Bloodline, and you are listening to the Metal Experience. Metal.
And we're back on Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, the chin hair of knowledge, and Beast Warrior.
And we got OGMD hosting.
What? I got a new nickname.
OGMD.
If I could remember that abbreviation every week, we'll have to see.
Morgan Danielle.
medical doctor.
It's all good.
MD.
In the hood.
And that was another
went-
sick track. Couple of them.
What did we just hear? Beast Warrior, gentlemen.
Off None Shall Be Saved.
And none shall. We heard The Enchanted Blade. And before that, we heard
Unicorn Eviscerator.
So Unicorn Eviscerator. How do you guys come up with that? And it's like we just need unicorns getting fucked.
If you remember the game that we played not 40 minutes ago, name a verb, name an adverb, name another word. Unicorns are clearly displayed amongst the humans that have dawned to bear our sigil. And so we decided if they bless us with that, we must murder it and therefore eviscerate it.
Perfect.
We appreciate their sacrifice and their, gifts, but none shall be saved.
Perfect. Awesome. So what does the future hold for the Beast War? We have the CD coming up. Should be sometime at the end of the year. We got one show right now, the April 8th at the Beat Kitchen. What do you guys plan on doing the rest of the year?
The goal is to get this godforsaken album recorded. But after that, I would not be surprised if we tried to arrange at least a brief tour. We have some friends around Michigan and Wisconsin, perhaps a tour of the Midwest. Once Wet Nightmare is soaking the panties of everyone from midnight to 5 a.m., we're gonna go.
None
6 to
shall be
midnight.
dried. We can go to
my
Cleveland.
God.
We played the Cleve before.
You're gonna give us some
The
Cleveland
Cleve.
Beast Warrior's first emergence amongst the ether was in the Cleve.
Lots of cleavage.
So
all shall be cleaved.
All shall be cleaved. Well, let's do another track. We got a couple.
Those should
more
be
off the-
awesome shirts, and
None
instead of
shall be
boobs, you
cleaved?
should do breastplates.
You mean like actual, or are we talking
Like
like
you
tits
know,
or like
you know, like the boobies of women.
The boobies of women?
Oh, for like the
Yeah.
Vikings
breastplates.
Yeah.
Nice.
None shall be
Oh.
cleaved.
That is a
That is
wonderful
awesome.
prescription, doctor.
Oh, gee.
Well, we got a couple more tracks off the
Couple
None
more.
Shall Be Saved.
All
CD.
shall be cleaved is now the name of it.
All shall be cleaved. What's the next track? You know what? Why don't we just do a twofer?
Why don't we let the
What?
Lord decide?
What's
Bam,
the,
twosies, let's go.
What's the next twofer we want to play here?
Are we ending with Tornado or are we doing Catacombs next?
Well, you guys want to end with Tornado?
We should probably do Catacombs next.
Okay.
Catacombs of the Demon King, it shall be.
And then we're gonna go into
The Beast of Hades.
The Beast of Hades.
The Feast of Gravy.
the Feast of Gravy.
Perfect.
Let's,
To the underworld we go.
let's do
Good.
it.
That was good.
Holden Zacharias.
And this is Matt Powers.
We're in Fleshburner, and you're listening to the Metal Experience.
Woo! I am Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle. Sitting next to me, the chin hair of knowledge. Listen to the Metal Experience, and we have been rocking out with Beast Warrior the last couple hours. We just heard a twofer for them off of the None Shall Be Saved CD. The songs Catacombs of the Demon King and The Beast of Hades. And what were those bad boys about?
Well, the Demon King, as we had already said, is our primary antagonist. He commands legions of infernal creatures from the underworld and from dimensions unknown to mortal comprehension. Catacombs that song is about his lair, what happens there. It's a place of violence and sexual conquest.
Ooh. It's a pit of ooze and abysmal creation.
Yeah. Very sexually violent. History's greatest villains, live there and are sodomized for all eternity. And just covered in hot oils and have ball bearings shoved inside their urethras. It's truly a place of great torture.
And thankfully he took care of me next.
The Beast of Hades is about the titular Beast of Hades.
The tit.
The lyrics, it's the only song we've done with lyrics in the first person. So that's a Beast Warrior fun fact. But it's him describing how he is the dread of existence and how angels and heroes quake in his presence and liquefy their bowels to stand in puddles of white hot diarrhea.
There's a couple good lines in there. One is like it's my kidneys are atom bombs.
Kidney stones. My
kidney stones are atom bombs. I shit out fucking flames. What's another good one on there? We got oh boy.
You tell me.
God damn it. No, I'm failing. That's my favorite one.
To actually provide the context of the last line, he said it's, I am heaven's destroyer. I am the doom of kings. I breathe genocide and shit out fucking flames.
That's it. Sorry. It's good.
That's
It's good stuff.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty brutal. I mean, come on.
Oh my goodness. So
we can be pretty brutal.
You're a wordsmith over there. Both of you guys.
Those brutals, man.
Those brutals.
As always,
This M's the most brutal things of Devil's Hoods.
I do so many sit-ups.
Well, Morgan's got a couple announcements.
Just a few announcements since we haven't been in for a couple. I got a theme song now too. We're winning this week. We weren't here last week, unfortunately, so a lot happened within the past week. We saw Rivers of Nile come in. That was fucking awesome. Air Raid killed it.
Yeah,
and
that was one of their best sets.
Agreed. Yes, probably one of the best times I've seen. They played a lot of new music, which is
it was actually their
very
second best.
exciting.
Second best time I've ever seen. First was Beth Cobra Launch.
Saw what do you call it?
What do you call it?
What other bands played?
Dark Sermon?
F and Epic. Is
Dark
that who?
Sermon?
Dark Sermon played.
Dark Sermon played that
was
Rivers
awesome.
of Nile show. They were
Epitasis played.
Epitasis.
Not F and Epic. It was
Warforged.
Epitasis. Yes, Warforged and Rivers of Nile. So it was fucking awesome. You played a couple shows this past week.
What?
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
Go on.
I don't remember them.
I know how that goes.
The 28th, you played.
We yearn to know. We yearn to
Livewire,
grow.
Got Dementia, No Conviction, and
Impale
for
and
No Convictions.
God Dementia's first show, and
EP
they were
release
pretty
show.
sweet.
Yeah. You played Centennial Lanes with One Steel Wound, and
that was all since the last show.
Yeah, we weren't on last week.
Jeez. Okay, and
One
then
Steel
Centennial
Wound.
Lanes.
How was One Steel Wound?
They're good.
Nice.
They got their whole
They're
little
really
light show
fun.
going on. They recorded a bunch of different angles for a music video they're putting together, so should be pretty cool. You might see me in the pit.
Yeah, and then you played recently this past Sunday at the spot down
Who
at,
else was on that One Steel
Bradley.
Wound show?
I'm trying
There was
to
two
think.
other bands. There was a touring band from out of town, and I bought their CD, and I can picture the cover. I just can't think of their
Scarcity. What is it?
Oh yeah, something
Comfort
Scarcity.
Scarcity?
Comfort Scarcity. There we go.
Yep.
And then the one from out
They
of town,
opened.
which
Those
was
guys were good.
Perpetual Dementia.
I like Comfort Scarcity. They were a lot of fun to play with.
Dementia.
Yeah, they were from Colorado. And then Sunday you played the spot on Broadway, which a ton of bands played for Tony Fackley's birthday show.
Barf
The Unlawful,
Guy.
Prison City Brigade, On My Six, Makeshift Tragedy, F and Epic, and Gamma Goat. And then you guys. It was a great show. I was unfortunately sick for the whole time, but
Yeah, punk ass bitch.
it was awesome. It was a good
Should
turnout.
have called a doctor
Great
an
music.
OG one.
Yeah. She
Oh,
got, and then she got
stupid
me
colds. Yeah, I was in a parade on Saturday and I got
congested and-
sick being outside. But this Friday, I'm gonna be out with Deanne and Josh from the Metal Experience. We're gonna be out at Courtney Ricks' birthday show, which is John from Air Raid's wife. Her 30th birthday show is gonna be at Livewire, and it is Air Raid and Everything Must Die. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And then
Just those two bands?
It's just those two bands, as far as I know.
The owner
So-
of Livewire kicks ass.
Yeah.
He's
great,
awesome.
great
Dave.
venue. Going to be a lot of fun. So, just a couple more announcements. Hemi actually has
What?
finally released their
what?
hot sauce.
What?
Has new hoodies, new shirts, all up on their website. Awesome bundles, which you can pick up. We're definitely going to get our hands on those
Why don't we have hot sauce yet?
because you haven't bought me yet. Duh.
I mean, just buy it and I
we
give you
just
money.
got the Within Destruction CD finally in the mail. along with our shirts.
Today. I
Thank
haven't
God.
listened to it yet.
It's called Void. They're fucking awesome. Slovenian metal. Just recently signed onto a small German label. So definitely check them out. We are going to be posting some links within the week for you to look them up. And then there was one other thing I had to announce.
What was
I
it?
Don't remember.
You can tell us. It's all
Somebody
right.
else had new merch out, and I can't remember. Oh, not new merch. Pleading with Iris, supposedly, and I think this is true, just got endorsed by Miller Lite.
What? How did they do that? I want to be endorsed by Miller
I
Lite.
think that's what they posted on their website. Hold on, let me really quickly confirm that because I did go like, really? It was different. So
I want to be endorsed by Miller
there's
Lite.
somebody recently too that I saw that got endorsed by PBR.
I don't think they. I think that was only short-lived.
The great taste of a true Pilsner riff.
They probably just wrote riffs that went around and around and around, that went faster and faster and faster,
Yeah.
so they get down your throat or your butthole faster.
So yeah, I'm pretty. I don't.
It's the only
know.
way you get their
That might be
endorsement.
true.
Perfect. Butt chug.
You don't know. That's the thing. You don't have to chug it because it's the butt vex.
The butt
or the
vex.
butt tex. Vortex, butt tex. Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Anal tex. That sounds better.
I don't know. They just said though that it was time to spill the beans. That
chugging.
on behalf of the band, that they were sponsored by Miller Lite. So it's unique. Apparently,
Is that
they
real-
might
is
have
that
started doing
real,
it.
though?
I don't know. Kyle and Connor were talking about it.
Just like
so
The anal tex is definitely real. It's there.
I could
Might be
go.
true.
I could say like tomorrow, like, hey, I'm sponsored by. Yeah, I could say anything. Is that real? We got to fact check. You got to do some fact checking on that.
Our bass
Well,
player
that's-
drinks more Miller Lite
that's
than
what I
anyone.
got. And
we
then,
are officially endorsed by Anal Tex.
Next week we have They Never Say No on our show. They're a post-core band from the suburbs. They're going to be pretty awesome to have on. And then we got an awesome band coming up on March 22nd, Pastaways, which we saw open for Grave
yeah.
Robber not too long ago at
They were
Brower
sweet.
House. That we had to hit them up and ask them to be on a show. That's pretty
Absolutely.
awesome.
And
So.
then- so the one thing
Yeah.
before we go tonight, I always like to ask Derek. So you've heard
Oh
Beast
my
Warrior. What genre? What's the genre?
Derek,
Well,
you gotta
I
come
don't think
closer
we
to
did
the
it.
mic.
I don't
No
think
one
we did
can
it on
hear you.
air.
It wasn't on air, but we were already talking about it before
Anal
break.
tech.
So
Yeah,
is it
exactly.
anal tech?
No.
Genre? What would you? What's the genre? It's all right. You can tell me. I'm
Think
a volunteer
about it.
firefighter.
Come on.
Why am I all getting like that all of a sudden?
Because we're waiting for an answer.
Where did we touch you?
Where? Show me on the doll where they touched you.
Everywhere.
Operation.
Well, if you talked about it earlier, what is it?
Well, we were talking. Blah.
Jesus.
It's all right. You can tell me.
Okay, it was like the heavy power metal, like the 3 Inches of Blood style.
All right.
Love it.
The heavy power metal.
Heavy power
You win.
metal.
So one more time before we go, we got one more song we're going to play going out. But where can everyone find everything that is Beast Warrior and the show coming up?
Anytime you want to look up Beast Warrior, find us on Facebook. It's Facebook/Beast Warrior Metal, I think.
It
Probably
is.
a little bit
It
better.
is.
Just search Beast Warrior on Facebook.
Beast Warrior. Don't search Yugo. It's www.facebook.com/Beast Warrior Metal. Search Chicago Beast Warrior Metal Music, Beast Warrior Mega Man. Beast Warrior is
Are you
amazing.
providing information on how to Google our band?
No. The original one would be Facebook Beast Warrior Metal.
We're also on Bandcamp. The Facebook invite, we put a lot of work into writing very long-winded, asinine Facebook invites for our shows. If you liked what you heard in the tales, good news. There's a lot more of it that comes every time we play a show.
And then that show is
April 8th, the Friday, at the Beat Kitchen. Come out and see us. Have a beer with us. Pull your genitals out and party.
Nice.
Dicks for free.
Perfect.
I remember my one last announcement. We are going to be on Demo Nation, which David Page from Exclusive Records, also from A Dying Ultimatum, Thursday night. And the show might be live up on The Forge, but if it's not, it's going to be on The Forge anyway. But we are friends with them, and it's a show about how to get your band off the ground, advice, stories from the scene, all that fun stuff. And David is trying to help bands manage themselves more, and we're very excited to drive up to Fox Lake and be on his show on Thursday.
roll.
Looking forward to it. And he's cooking us tacos. What a guy.
Oh, delightful.
Before we go, I would just like to say, as Sword Raper, that our hosts tonight have been unbelievably gracious, and it is a gesture not soon forgotten. You are gods amongst men and women, the original medicine woman.
That's MD.
Listen to the Metal Experience with your feeble mortal ears.
So the last song we're going out tonight, The Beast Warrior, with None, off the None Shall Be Saved CD, is Tornado Forever, and with multiple exclamation points after that.
Obviously, it's
very
a tornado.
Excited. So, as you've been very complimentary about our lyric writing, so let us share a quick tale before this goes out.
Absolutely.
Sword Raper's flesh hole named Sam went to school with a young boy back in the day in the mid-90s, and they happened to write, his friend happened to write the lyrics to a song called Tornado Forever in his wee little notepad.
Hurricanes in the sky, lightning bolts. No, hurricanes in your eye, lightning bolts scorch the sky. Don't make a move, don't take a breath. On thunder's wings, come stormy death.
What?
Tornado Forever. You just have to listen to the rest.
Oh my God.
Boom.
Perfect way to end the night. Don't get sucked in. Good night!